A-level students have been recruited to deter violent extremism in Leicester. They're working with the government's Prevent programme in 3 local colleges, and today they invited speakers whose lives were changed forever by terrorist attacks in both Manchester and London. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball was there.
Exactly. You have to come across as really friendly.
Inaya and Fatima are the Prevent young leaders here at Gateway College. They volunteered to raise awareness about the dangers of radicalisation. It's pupils talking to their peers.
I'm in the same age group as them, so it's like a friendly advice, not like being told, don't do this, don't do that. They could be dangerous towards society and be dangerous to themselves as well.
We can help prevent them from being manipulated and finding the wrong person that they should be with. It's usually around political views that we have had like pushbacks and stuff like that. People are quite opinionated on those scenarios, and it does cause arguments.
Today, Inaya and Fatima invited other students to hear from Fegan Murray.
These recruiters operate on all platforms.
Fegan's son, Martin Hett, was one of the 22 people murdered in the Manchester Arena suicide bombing. Now Fegan's campaigning for a new law in Martin's memory to improve security in public places.
Everything in my life's changed since that happened. The attack, first of all, at Manchester was carried out by a very young guy. And that got me thinking, even all those years ago, that actually something must have gone really wrong in his life, because I don't believe terrorists are born as terrorists.
And you forgave Martin's killer, didn't you?
By forgiving, first of all, I didn't buy into what terrorism wants to achieve, namely hate, division, chaos, cultural divisions, etc. But I also enabled myself to continue functioning as a mother.
They also heard from the victim of another attack when a car ploughed into a crowded pavement on London's Westminster Bridge. 4 people died, a policeman was stabbed, and Travis Frayne was seriously injured.
Even though it only lasted a few seconds, the effects were, years long, if not lifelong. It took me 6 months on crutches and a walking stick before I could start to walk again. Hoping this raises awareness of extremism and radicalisation and really of the role we all have to play in being aware of these issues and educating ourselves, and essentially being aware of the warning signs that someone might be going down a path towards radicalisation, so that we can safeguard them and provide them with the support they need to not go any further down that rabbit hole.
Schools and colleges now have a legal duty to raise concerns about extremism. That so-called prevent duty is controversial. Critics worry it could stifle free speech. But the assistant principal here says it's about protecting students who are vulnerable.
We would rather have 10 reports put forward and all of them come to nothing than we don't put 1 report in and that actually ends up a case that we should have investigated.
Today's extremism talks are happening at all 3 colleges in Leicester, and they're tackling a very real threat. Men from this city have been jailed for involvement in both Islamist and far-right terrorist groups, and this is all about nipping it in the bud. Jeremy Ball, BBC's Midlands Today, Leicester.